Hey guys, hope everyone had a great weekend. The workout for Monday, we'll go over that real quick here. So it's a format similar to a workout we've done before, probably about a month or two ago. Um, so the way this will work, you're going to be performing 4 exercises. Each one is unilateral, meaning you'll be doing one side of the body and then the other side of the body. So your left side followed by your right side for each exercise. You're going to do it as a circuit, so it'll go one movement right into the next. You're going to do as many reps as possible in 45 seconds. Take a 15-second break just to transition to the next movement, and then do the same thing. Well, not necessarily the next movement, but you'll transition to the other side. Then when you've done both sides of the body for each movement, then you'll transition to the next movement. So in other words, you're going to start the workout with split squats, and I'll demonstrate all these movements in a second. You'll do 45 seconds of work on your left side, take a 15-second break. Do 45 seconds of work on your right side, take a 15-second break. Then move on to your one-arm rows. 45 seconds of work on your left side, 45 seconds of work on your right side. Staggered stance RDL, left side, right side. One arm, overhead press, left side, right side. When you finish that last exercise, the fourth station, the overhead press, you'll take a 1-minute break and then go back to the top and repeat that for 3 sets total. I suppose if the weight you have is relatively light or you just want to put some extra work in, you could probably do a 4th set. But if you're using a relatively challenging weight and pushing yourself to really do as many reps as you can each set, 3 should be ample. That being said, even though it's as many reps as possible, think of this more of like a strength training workout. So you do want to be pretty deliberate with your reps, demonstrate good control, particularly on the negative. So think of lowering the weight about twice as slow as it takes to lift the weight. So if it takes 1 second to lift the weight up, it should lower down for about 2 seconds. And that's a good rule of thumb for all the movements, for every rep, throughout the entire workout. So pretty strict controlled reps. Don't try not to use momentum or compensate, just to keep the weight moving for the sake of keeping it moving. The idea is that you are moving continuously, all that being said, for 45 seconds. So I know you probably don't have a lot of access to different weights, so you're probably just using what you got. But try to make the most of it with whatever you're working with. Let's demonstrate some of the movements. Some of these should be familiar, if not all of them, but let's just go over the technique that we're looking for with all of them. So ideally, all of them are going to be done with a dumbbell. You should only need 1 dumbbell for the entire workout. If the dumbbells you have are particularly light, you could use 2, especially for the split squats and the RDL. For the row and the press, I suppose if they're super light and you wanted to just do a double arm row and a double arm press, take a 15-second break and do that 2 times. That would be fine. But the intention is to use 1 dumbbell and do everything unilaterally the entire workout. The split squat, if I'm performing them on my right leg, I'll kick my right leg forward, my left leg will be back. I'm going to take the dumbbell and hold it on the opposite shoulder, so just let it rest there, basically that rack position. Lower down under control, pushing the knee forward, the back knee kisses the floor, push through the foot, back to standing until the leg is straight, and lower back down under control and push through that front foot. Okay, so you'll do it. The way it's written is left side, right side. Doesn't matter really which side you start with. Do 45 seconds with one side, rest 15 seconds, 45 seconds with the other side. Exercise number 2 is a 1-arm row. So if I'm doing these on my left side, let's just demonstrate that. I'm going to take my stance and stagger it slightly. So my opposite foot is in front. The same side foot of the working arm is kicked back a little bit. I'm going to rest my elbow on top of my thigh of the non-working arm. Keep my back nice and flat. I'm going to set up with the arm straight, row the dumbbell towards my hip, keeping the shoulder down and back away from the ear, lower back under control, and repeat. So I'm trying to avoid pulling the dumbbell up into my armpit and letting my shoulder creep up towards my ear. This is what I don't want to see. I want to see it here. Okay, so shoulder down and back, pull that dumbbell in towards the hip. Left side, right side. If you need to take a break at any point during the set, you could just rest the dumbbell on the ground, but the intention would be to just keep it moving the entire time. The staggered stance RDL. So a staggered stance, I'll demonstrate these using my right leg. That means my right leg is going to be forward. My left leg is going to be behind, like a kickstand. So I'm up on my toes. The heel is off the ground. And think of putting like 70% of your weight in that front leg. Hold the dumbbell either with your opposite hand, or if you want, you can just grab it with both hands. That's totally fine. Shouldn't make that much of a difference. Keep the back flat. Bend forward at the hip, pushing the butt back, keeping the back straight. Get a stretch in the hamstrings, and then squeeze your butt back to standing and lower right back down. So you try to minimize the rest at the top. As soon as you stand back up, lower yourself back down into the next rep. Really try to prioritize keeping stress in the hamstring of that front leg. And then the overhead press. So I'll demonstrate these using my right arm. I'm going to take my the same side foot of the arm that's working, and just kick it back behind me slightly, just so you can see that. Back heel is off the ground again. Opposite arm is out to the side, just to counterbalance the movement. Press the dumbbell up to full lockout, lower back under control. And I just keep that neutral grip on the dumbbell the entire time. With that will probably be the hardest of the movements in terms of keeping the dumbbell moving for the entire 45 seconds. So if you have to break, you can take a break on that one. You can kind of rest with the dumbbell locked out overhead if you have to for a second or two. But again, the intention is to keep it moving. Take a minute break after all that, and then do it all again. 3 sets total. If you guys have any questions, please feel free to reach out. We're going to have an updated schedule, which I put out on Facebook today and Instagram. So we'll have classes every day during the week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, not Thursday. We'll have 7 a.m., 9 a.m., 6 p.m. outdoor classes at St. Paul's. So we will be at the park tomorrow at 7, 9, and 6. We'll also be on Zoom at those times, running them simultaneously. So hopefully we will see some of you guys there. Reach out with any questions, and good night, everybody. Thanks.